Right. So Elon Musk, fantastic guy. Incredible. Tesla, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, SpaceX. And if you're on Virgin Media, my advice to you is go to Starlink. It's more efficient. It's more expensive, but you don't have to deal with Virgin Media, which is always a triumph. Okay. So he starts off. Now he has 127 million followers. Actually, when you look at your 4, you might be saying to yourself, seems to have done okay in life. Actually, they are growing by the day, as is X. It's a phenomenally stronger product today than it was under the liberal tossers who ran it before. And the reason for that is that the right have come in, whereas previously it was a totally left-wing platform. Now it's much more balanced. How do I know? Because the left are still pouring buckets over me, but actually the right are coming in and saying, well, thank God somebody's saying some of this. Now, he used it to attack Starmer, actually saying, quite wrongly actually, that civil war was going to happen in our country. It's not going to happen. I've no idea why he said it. Normally what he says actually is to the edge, but there has some intellectual basis to it. This didn't have any intellectual basis to it. He made, I think, an error in saying that. But when you think how much he tweets, is it any wonder that he has no filter? And it's having no filter that makes him a very clever guy.
Yeah, should we give context to the Civil War claim and explain what's going on here and what we think of it? So this is in response to obviously what we're seeing, the riots and the sectarian politics unfolding in real time as we're recording this, to be honest. So on the one hand, you have the so-called far right riots and how they're treated by the police and the politicians. On the other hand, you have the Muslim gangs, the sectarian gang, and they're treated differently. That's the claim. So this is what prompted this civil war.
By the way, do you think that's true? Do you think there is two-tier? I know it strikes a chord in our country because it's a thing to kind of believe in.
Yeah.
But I think if a load of it just come down to it, a load of people of colour began attacking the police. I believe that the police would be at least as strong as they are with a group of white people.
Yeah, I think the police treat the violence as they see it, to be honest. I don't think two-tier police, I don't think they look, as you describe it, a group of Muslim men and say, oh, let them run riot as they burn the place to the ground. If that in some alternate universe happened, they would not just sit there, clearly. I think, and actually we might come to discuss this later, but Robert Jenrick made the point that really it's two-tier governing. So the rhetoric on the behalf of Keir Starmer, Yvette Cooper, that's where you see the double standard. So on the one hand, they're very willing to criticise the far-right violence as we see it, and that's correct. You know, if you're burning down buildings and you know, trashing the place, we condemn that. But then when you look at like the likes of Birmingham, where you had that sectarian gang attacking that pub, it basically hasn't happened.
No. In fact,
you wouldn't even see it were it not for X, were it not for Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's why when people are talking about mainstream media, actually, you will discover in 10, 15 years' time, mainstream media will not exist. There won't be such a thing. Everybody will be either shows like this or the equivalent of streaming shows, probably live. The idea of old-fashioned networks like Channel 4 or ITV, or actually in America, NBC, CBS, they're all going pop. I saw that shocking piece of video of the Birmingham pub, which was shot from inside the pub, looking out, and watching that guy catching that right-hander. Now, one of the issues that seemed to have emerged, now I saw it as a throwaway line, I think, in the Times, was that, in fact, he was taunting the masked gang.
Yeah.
Now, I can't think of anything madder than that. I'd be inside that pub at 100 miles an hour, whole load of people. So, A, why did he taunt them? But B, they were not entitled then to punch the shit out of him, kick him on the ground, and he now has, I read it, I think, in the Telegraph today, he now has a damaged liver. And Jess Phillips, local MP, wouldn't get involved in it. What she ended up doing was criticising Richard Tice for even pointing all this stuff out.
Should we just go back to the original story? If you're right, so this civil war claim that Elon Musk is making, and the fact that Starmer is, in a sense, is being bullied or is too worried about making serious comments on this on both sides. If you're Keir Starmer, what would you say? So you go to the lectern, you're the Prime Minister.
Do you know what? I do not get involved with Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Elon Musk is 3,000, 6,000 miles. If he's in Austin, Texas, he's probably 5,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Why on earth do you have to debate with effectively an enormously successful American business guy. Because the truth about the matter is that more and more people will then go on Elon Musk's Twitter account.
He'll love it.
And actually, it makes him powerful.
Yeah.
And why right now, if we drift slightly onto this, why right now is it very much in Elon Musk's commercial interest to get more powerful? And I'll explain why. X is doing very well on its audience. It's massive. And actually that blue tick idea, stunning, right? Those people that do well on X, he makes them pay £8 a month. I'm one of them. Okay. However, where the money has gone south is on their advertising. As GB News know from this position, it's very painful, is that if you don't have the advertising, honestly, in this world, and you are effectively ad funded, then that is a problem. So Musk has just announced, you can go, by the way, go on, if you can hold your nose and do it, go on Guardian Media. You get to 20 free stories before they make you pay, and at which point you can go, right? Go on to it. If you go on Guardian Media, you'll see the story which says that Musk has spent 2 years trying to do a deal with big advertisers, Mars, massive, Unilever, massive, and CVS, I think they're called, which is a massive pharmacy company. Yeah. They're trying to get those advertisers because they represent massive amounts of money. They won't touch it. Why? Because there's some obscure global advertising kind of corporation which decides whether the pure products which these kinds of companies, global products, which these kinds of companies produce, should sit alongside difficult stories like Israel, what we have going on in our own country right now. Big corporations are trying to force needed companies to be neutral, or more importantly, to be center left. And actually, they're winning. So I very much hope that Mr. Musk is enormously successful. And actually, these people in the end do a deal. And the reason why Musk wants to stay at the top of people's mind is that he is then as powerful as they are. So he'll then start saying, and who would be against this? By the way, don't buy Magnum ice creams until they advertise with us. And actually, having seen what's happened to McDonald's in the Middle East, who gave out free burgers to Israeli troops, and now the Muslim communities in the Middle East have stopped buying McDonald's, which has led to two things. One, product down, actually also, therefore, product sales down, and therefore profits down. And you'll see them, and they were only yesterday doing that. It's an important and powerful thing. So think about this. If you think it's unfair that big corporations are not spending their money because they rather object to some of the political lines on there, then if you think that's unfair, then just don't buy their products.
Yeah. We tried peace for 2 years. Now it's war. That was Musk on Tuesday. I mean, this is how it works. Do you remember, I think it was about a year ago, he took the fight to Disney as well over a similar issue.
Yeah.
Right. And he said on stage, oh, you want to try and police us and tell us what we can and can't publish. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Right? And Disney are one of the biggest companies in the world.
And what happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they still don't advertise at all on there, and they have no relationship. But numbers wise, Musk doesn't care about that.
Look, Elon Musk, just support him. Don't buy Unilever product. Don't buy Mars. Don't buy anything that says I won't advertise. I'm not hard to say. Don't go to see the Disney movies, which actually, by the way, you'd be pleased to know are doing extraordinarily badly at the moment.
Yeah, the share price is bottoming out. I was looking at it the other day. In the last 2 years, they've completely collapsed.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So there we are. That's another strength of Elon Musk. Okay, that's it for today's show. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of this. Hang on to your hats.